They're just waiting for me to get in the lobby.
All right,
Okay.
and we're back, and we are back in lobby. Looks like they actually experienced some problems in the pick ban phase. The Twitch pick, they said they don't know actually how that one came about.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and remake that game. Hopefully we shouldn't see that problem again. But yeah, in all honesty, I wish, like, I was looking forward to that game. Like I said, it was more of a standard team composition versus a pick composition. So it was going to come down to whether or not Team Go Easy on Us was actually going to be able to maneuver around the map and actually find people out of position. Like
Right.
if they roamed around as a group of 2 or 3, chances are they were going to get kills very quickly and kind of be able to take it objectives without too much of a struggle. But
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what might happen this time, so we'll just go ahead and see what
Yeah.
people decide to go with this in this match.
Yeah, and possibly according to rules, we might also just have the exact same teams minus that Twitch,
All right.
which is to be determined by our judges.
Okay. Yeah. So, it was interesting seeing some of those picks and bans, though. It was
Are you in the old lobby?
quite funny actually seeing the Lulu ban, as we specifically mentioned. Like, yeah, we're expecting to see lots of Lulu play, or lots of Lulu players. It was also kind of interesting seeing that Karma too, because Karma, Lulu, and Janna, in all honesty, are pretty much going to be the high priority picks for that role specifically. So I don't know. We'll see if the same strategies come out.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I honestly don't think too many changes are going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, both teams were stacked very well. Definitely both strong comps on both sides.
Right. So, but yeah, we're still trying to take care of some extra details. It seems like some other stuff might be happening. So, we're going to go ahead and we're still trying to figure things out a little bit. Okay, and I guess we could talk a little bit about the previous bot matchup. What was that? Lucian, Leona versus Ash and Karma.
Ash Karma,
Yeah, like I said, that was essentially the perfect setup for Team Go Easy on Us. Just because, like I said, the Ash and the Karma were going to poke out the Lucian, Leona as hard as they possibly could. If they were able to actually do that successfully, chances are that lane would have been easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Squeezy, squeegee, Luigi, one of those 3.
Saved it.
But that's exactly what they needed too, and that was exactly what they needed to have in terms of kind of making that an easy lane for them to go ahead and win in the short term.
Yeah.
Whether or not it was going to completely help them long term, that's to be determined, because Leona, she's going to be building tanky. Tank items cost a little more money as of recently, but I think she still would have been able to kind of get the things necessary to actually make that work effectively. And Lucian would have probably went with his Blade of the Ruined King. He might have possibly went with Black Cleaver, and from there things could have probably became very terrifying.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, if Leona and Lucian are able to maybe get in between those cooldowns and get their level 2 engage in, the lane's gonna shift very differently.
Right.
But as long as the Ash and the Karma keep them at an arm's distance,
Right.
it will likely go in their favor.
Right. Because you got to remember, Leona, when she hits someone with one of her abilities, they get afflicted with a debuff that causes extra damage to be done on the first attack by a teammate on that champion. So if they did not poke them down level 1 fast enough, there was a high chance that someone would have actually been able to take advantage. Or if they didn't poke them down fast enough, Lucian and Leona would have easily went in on them at level 2. But, all right, so again, we're going to go ahead and take a quick little break. It looks like we're almost ready to go, but we're fixing some stuff. So we will be back shortly. Stick with us.
All right. See you guys soon.
And we're back. Gotta love, well, beta client, it's still, or is it even beta client anymore? They retired the legacy client. So
I think we can just be sure to say it's just League of Legends.
okay. Well, the client had a little bit of an issue, and now we've had that, now we've gotten that taken care of. So we're back in here. So right now the teams are still getting set back up. Now we're going to talk a little bit about that top matchup that never was. The Darius versus the Maokai.
Yeah.
That matchup, I think, would have been a battle of patience.
Yes.
Maokai's not going to necessarily want to fight a Darius off the bat, especially considering Darius still has his damage, and he doesn't want to be turned into firewood.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Darius doesn't want to go in all willy-nilly because Maokai, some of his power comes from the fact that if you aren't paying attention, you'll notice that all of a sudden you're dead.
Yeah.
So, that's a standard top matchup, but at the same time, like I said, it comes down to a match of patience. Some people say that playing in top lane is more like a boxing match, but every now and again you get matches where it's more of a chess match, and I think that would have turned out to be one of those situations.
Precisely.
The Ziggs versus LeBlanc situation, that might have been Ziggs was definitely at a major disadvantage, I think. So hopefully,
Yeah, I've heard that it's pretty the new sort of thing with LeBlanc is that they build Hextech Gunblade on her, so they just get that spell like lifesteal.
Right.
And so like a LeBlanc will be at low health and then she'll be back at full after doing her full combo to wave clear.
Which seems like that's not even remotely fair.
I mean, LeBlanc wasn't fair before they changed her, and I don't think she's still fair.
True. But then again, to counter that, Ziggs typically builds Morellonomicon first, or one of the first items that he typically builds is Morellonomicon. So there would have been a high chance that if LeBlanc went that route, Ziggs would have went the Morellonomicon route, and that would have actually kind of canceled each other out. Still not going to stop the fact that he has the potential to get blown up at any given second, and it's still not changing the fact that she shouldn't be depending on life or spell vamp to save her in a fight anyway. But like the little advantages that they were trying to earn on each other they would have essentially negated each other, I think, at some point.
Yeah, and like a large problem with Ziggs is that he does not like to fight up close. He needs to stay back.
Right.
In a lane against LeBlanc, that's not going to happen. She's going to try to be all up in his face.
Right. So, it looks like they're moving some stuff around in that lobby. Oh, okay. So it looks like if they go ahead and play LeBlanc, there has been a precedent in terms of a build that people might have been using, done by P1's Ryu or Phoenix One's Ryu, where essentially he used Lichbane and Hextech item to go ahead and pretty much kind of wreck people. So we're going to have to see whether or not there's going to be a lot of those types of pro copying builds.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I bet there's probably at least one person on here that like wrote something down off champion.gg and would be like, I'm building that.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like they're reorganizing themselves a little bit.
Yeah, maybe stacking it so it can be in the proper laning order.
Yep. But yeah. What was our jungle matchup for that?
Our
last
jungle
one, too?
matchup was Lee Sin versus... We don't know. Or was it?
Yeah, he wasn't necessarily in that.
Yeah,
but,
it was Twitch, according
Right.
to last time, but that was a glitch.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna have to see who Please Send Help goes with in terms of their jungle. It was against a Hecarim, one way or another. But at the same time, we don't know what they were necessarily going to focus on in terms of the Twitch or in terms of that Twitch pick. We don't know what that actually was supposed to be. So. Not really sure what's going on there. So if Hecarim was supposed to be that first pick, who do you think would be a good counter in terms of a jungler for a Hecarim?
Good counter against Hecarim. I mean, Hecarim builds very tankily, and then he also has that very hard engage. I mean, against a Hecarim, I think it's just best to build maybe a wall against him. Like, have some sort of tank jungler that can just come into lane and counter gank and just say no.